that is a decision that was made wrongful, but at least because of the push that you push people on the wall, they accepted. Now, when I look at this figure that rose to 5.6 billion, I notice if my calculation is wrong, you have to forgive me. You know, mathematics is also something not easy. When you have this figure, it will bring you 5.612, meaning there is an hidden 10 million somewhere. Not even at one point, all these bullets, there is no consistency here. That will maybe at some point catered for any eventuality. Where is this 10 million? What is the use? I want to say other recommendations include the contractor implements the work for phase 2 according to revised bill of quantity above. And this bill of quantity is excluding 10 million somewhere. What is this 10 million going to do? You move again, Gu Road, be removed. That is a very small stretch, about 70 meters. I don't know, my measurement would disturb me. A very small portion is removed, yet some money is hidden somewhere. I would propose, Mr. Speaker, this revision be pushed back to who generated it, so that my figure, which I still don't know, that the 10 million hidden somewhere will be true or false. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, let me hear from Honorable Tom Noah. Greenland.
Thank you, Speaker, once again more. Mine is just a request for clarification because, Mr. Speaker, sir, I need to be informed, and the others also be informed about this matter. When I see this letter being put down, some of these figures, I still feel that there are some missing information about this. Because I wanted to know Lagoro A, Lamola A extension, then Omonyogava B. I wanted that the BOQ that have been revised is the issue of the design maintained, like the walkway, the island, the middle island. That's my question. That goes to the head of government business. And two, that a concern that raised by the Honorable who have just presented. We wanted to know also deeper, why is Gu Road being put off out of the approved budget by the Downtown Council? Thank you.
There's a clarification direct to the head of government business. Then after.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and all the honorable members. One, Gu Road is not only 10 meters. The road we were meant to work on in this second phase was 1,150 meters, and we are working on 690 meters. Anybody with a calculator can now get for us the difference, and definitely you know Gu Road is not only 10 meters. However, that is not the case of the matter. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, this would also answer what you have already ruled on, that in any contract there is a provision for revision of prices as time comes and goes. We are all aware of the eventuality and what is taking place with this USMID phase 2 on China 7. The timing in which we are vis-a-vis the money that we have. And for your information, this project would have closed by the 31st December last year, but it was extended by 6 months. So when we looked at the 6 months left and the work to be done, then it's only prudent enough for us to have understood the technical guidance. As the mayor alluded to in so many of his speeches over radios and everywhere necessary, 7 good engineers were brought to advise the executive committee on this issue, technical issues vis-a-vis policy making and policy implementation. To be precise, when something is revised, a number of things definitely would not be in place. Like the question you have asked, the island definitely will not be there, but the solar street lights shall be put on the either sides of the road. This time, they will not rest on the island. I want to assure you there shall be walkways on these roads. That is 2 very important things that this August House must know. So this, I think, Mr. Speaker, I've answered. If I've not answered correctly, then the issue of the 10 million, I think this should just be an error in figures and calculation. This, I think, because what was brought before the executives are a number. So if the engineer was to be here, he would have read for us whatever is on that.
Conclude.
Yes. So I want to conclude that this 10 million is neither contingency, but is part and parcel of this. Let's believe probably there could have been an issue with calculation on figures somewhere. Maybe the town clerk can clarify, but I know there is no 10 million hidden anywhere by anybody with any intention. I beg to move, Mr. Speaker.
Don't think but work. That's why you're there 24/7 in the office. Honorable Westland B, female.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For me, Girma Mero Era Yang Mero Yang Mero Manakakan, Iko Girma Pagan Yang. And I need Iko million pa Mapawatika Nano Neka time competini. Malopeki Girma Kai Rigo Pepino, the 5 billion. Kido Mukane, Anani, look me match. Kiwani, my Kitika will ne Mia Rio Kia Bichie. Ka waneno yo makitika yo boneni obedo yo machigo to twan chi yo eni pientiane ni no pi yo eguni kidong kilingali mo ugere ma mi ari o ka bicheli wate yo ti ka mo ma to ke bia ko ma ke ro mi ro ke ro ma cheli ye ko.
Your question goes to Mama. Your question goes to.
Thank you, the Speaker. My question goes to the town clerk.
It's okay. Town clerk, there's a direct question.
Asante sana ndugu Speaker. Now, Swahili is also official language, but I'm also learning. This is why I was gambling. But in interest of time, Honorable Speaker and members, I want to demystify your fears. Fortunately, we are not operating with bank accounts that you may need to go in the bank account. But I want to interest you, we are working with the systems, IFMIS. If you are not conversant with what we have, we are having 5.6 billion. From here, visit my office, we run a funds inquiry in a system that I don't manage, but I'm a user, which is managed by central government. I will open, click, ask for how much is available for this entity, you will see. So this is a minor error addition and what have you, but none is of that character. 10 million is too small for mayor to steal, for this scientist to steal, for me. But what is important to make
correct your statement.
What I'm saying
We are not here to steal.
People seems like they are not comfortable with the additions. This could be an arithmetic error. But what is important is we are operating from a system. So come to my office, I make a funds inquiry, you will see how much is available with your eyes, because it is in the system. It is 5.6 billion. Is it okay?
Yes, Honorable Pando. Honorable Pando, you will still come back.
Mr. Speaker, lokum chana mi use Miss Eni. Amiam me for ene niki kelo. Ento lok ini anwang mayo ini kichaka yo na ka ye gin ma ti ka demanding na machel Mr. Speaker era ye contract agreement no ti ka demanding ni miero ki mi matie original black and white ka wek wang wanem ngoma bitime matiati kipenya charity but aid of government business yo makikaro kani lagor and la mola road la mola munu yo machiar bara pingota ar weleo wel meta na weng ni mia ngwen gi pier ngwen pingopo breaking ni machiaro lagor ter wel meta makunyo machiaro la mola road ter wel meta makunyo ngo mo miyo gono ribo wela weng kachiel mape gono breaking kimario Mr. Speaker chunya tika chwe kan chantela dot ichani ono magwan watika log mono do nyoeneo kono ki kon patiu maleng wer log mayo eno dugu no miar ne nem koma ba lexi bekan ti log mogo no miar ki log mano en winyo kani big ni ko ni gwa yo no before Mr. Speaker am tama wayo kuman kansila kachien ki jo mo kana pego kente yo ino no pegi before bimam won kansela wara kimario Mr. Speaker mader tiene mo kana elini anero magikerni chalo consultation cost million mia ngwan eli pegi na avoiding man pen man tika penene chel bota kla mario street light mia rio kia bichel street light ni weng magitika wirene ana keni yo weng magitika yo ne biel ki street light mamege log ene ka yene amumore chalo dewa million mia rio kia pa ki point ki money can is too much jeme mo kene no weng ana mia ne konge kele wa original kon magic ma agreement avoya.
Thank you. When we are speaking in council, members must sit down a bit. We have not to use bad words. And we have not to be annoyed. We have to be sober. This is council and it is very big. Thereby I correct that whenever we get up, please use the right language. Thank you. Honorable Pongduan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg you kind can figures in my baby before I talk. How I wish to know where Engineer Alexis, who sits as the municipal engineer, is, and His Worship the Mayor, before I continue.
Town Clerk, it is direct.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The question put to me, you see, there are some questions you don't answer immediately. There are those that you can answer immediately. But for purposes of clarity, what I want you people to know is, this is why there is a town clerk and a deputy. There is a speaker, deputy speaker. It is only unfortunate for councillors where you don't have deputies or assistants. But for an office that is duly respected here, maybe you are saying that the vice chairperson that represented the mayor is lacking. But the mayor is in here, so he's not absent. And it is not written in anywhere in the laws that the mayor, he, as a person, shall always be attending council meetings. Is it thoroughly represented? If the two are missing, then that would be a question. Two, the deputy, the engineer. A council can sit when there is a town clerk. And if the town clerk is not in the council, or a representative that the town clerk has sent, that ceases to be a council. But the town clerk is here, and the council is in order to proceed. I rest my question.
Thank you. For correction, we have our mayor here, but I think
thank you.
People should admit that he's the mayor.
Thank you, please. To the best of my knowledge, I know it's prudent that if the head of council is not there, at least apology. As any other member, if one is not around, apology should be tendered. It's normal. You may wonder, but all in good faith. Lotera wa mai town kan. Loka yori enini probero lok ma yot. And I'm watching any. If you have been following the story, the mayor has been giving the public on the amount of money which is demanded by the contractor for mobilization of equipment. If you have heard on the time frame of the execution of this contract, you will clearly understand that there's something fishing somewhere. The entire of Pekin Eroni, Eramotu Yiki Mayor, Meta or any contractor, I think I'm going to wait the end. Capel no information in the engineering department. Compared to any window, when do paying from 1.5 billion, eventualities will do to 500 million. Mama Time, we are willing to do a kind. We no more no Peramo Time, we are team town, pay young down and give me 1.5 million. Man Kilo Kamalin, watching any repair any project in your culture. Kano nene mire tie kon ke chuti muka ne duju uno kon ke pega ko e kom tower en ma ke tika lek ko lo ko mbere ke tawe ke check with the street lights mi ngari yo kia bi check ke bi kero ke kwana wa ngi ma be you made the town ke ene wengo be de ma ke kero ke la me ke check street lights ige ma cha ke ma bi me be ke tika street lights ige connection points mo ko matino ma chi ko go bi ti ye talo bona si town kan ke pele ke ma e o we in street lights were me and you weary. Ume to alter 10 on 12. Bien, come on, Ondra, you come Ondra take a check. Can you report the bullet here? William Canwaya, Guru and get out with the street lights. I will get out with the street lights. Ever Peggy Chero into the nitty gritty. Where are they planting these street lights? Peggy Cherokee Highway. And there are procedures to follow. Come away, one don't call me, accept a letter by Ondra. Manyuruni wanu ye ni munu you from point A to the last point. Come bebe. Umir cancel chaka nyoto nini wanu ye munu chara ni mo wait street lights. It's very dangerous. Chana peke tiu gari kumamu. Kanero wa monte ba chalo dano. Ngemo mau ke cham ka boge kan pe er cham ke ma pe baluti. Cham pe genge naturally. Cham pe genge. Cham ke ma pe baluti. Ki pe creating mo dir ma ke do wa to nero. Man ban ma dip kombere ketika kwanyo guro matika chero tui cactus kakachane ketika kwanyo na ulo wango ngema bene this project is based on what you have done. Are we together? It is measured work kicholo kimaitiu kombere watika ringo chawa ni chawa dong no chawa dong pe contractor do which only can pay ramo. Teka mano kwani kombere guro di tap ke project enemy. One road will suffer in the next season. Key Central Division, one road will suffer. Equal length. Una loke. The end kind of recommendation that you want to be tiu ki uchbi. Matika biri do na bear. Meli ulampi yo chani. Manyuki you are jail in the same kilometer you are suffering in Central. Kono beri menyim gates ba. Kono beri matung chap tunga anyala kuida. Kono beri ma doki nge kacha dong fuipa wange ba yo mani komekai. Amnero na tieni. Kanse mero ye ni ki chat ka tiu, gino bi tieni ki chol gino ki tiu. Instead of street lights. Kala wo wale wane kan kete wone ki repairing street lights go man bo battery be ke kwara ko na tala dam na pedon lu tik badam ta ko kwara battery na ro ma bi chelo wo ka be ki di wo ki mat don ke bar ci kare lo ke no o baba one war to jima dala di templar and to serve the people of this land we need to put humanity first. Kawo we o miri well tell you We shall never take our people anywhere. We know na mapia berupi lo street light and kaya wati komita ma no beru ko ni won give ni chama presentation. One per year. Mamir ni chene uchata tiuchiche. Chene uchiti tiche ma berupi. Ko kitika kelo politics matere pere. Itwale la page ni one councillor zangwe ma ake page watika kengo ndo. Watika kengo mai. Ko be mati ko magacha awe wonda me winu lo hotel week again one me ke no attend you ne one boro tiki mai pa jome gumo westland be waro tiki mai pa jome westland te ke wanye bo joni ki that was on of fun it'll become a practice. Don't get out making reference.
Conclude.
And this should not be the direction, Mr. Speaker. So as I conclude, I for one, representing the people of Pongo in this land, Miruni Council Chapter Chate Igudi, street light and Piakana and then thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me hear from Amitayo. Pake
for the next speaker, Pake Mukwamiro Apo Babaye executive Pikati ki Nero Mameki Mamao Lo Ma USMID phase 2 implementation, the 5.6 billion. Tina Malo, Mena Bachiel, Kosan Mama Pirte, Gowara Mukene, Dongo Budo, and a year Mano document, Denny, to Chot, Alara Timo. Kamachura tia timu chura ye chi ni woki chura matimon ono 10 million kipo itemo tiwo mape titi unaccounted for ikita chalo chodi chone kanyi chi peta muninga mo no goela po nyo kamotamo maradi ento wani kawa o kabir machalo eni la kipto eni ingi konyo ni awa wetwan wabeda banya ketki malumo ena ye an I sit in the committee for works and technical services. I chair that committee. Mamabo look in the USMID phase 2 implementation usafesi obino during committee meeting mamewa ento pingo atika kelo dokieni document ma oberutie inyimwa during the committee meeting anero variation Dr. Berutie kita chalo figures makubin during the committee meeting cheke the NIA option mapeki dio the technical team idea they gave about 2-3 options an option na number 10 maluki Uchiam kati si wanego pekara ni wat imini wakara kwa no pay to mati technical iti kingai patut ilokieni owego ikara ma watimo kin machalo meno lok me yoeni ingo watini kikara mudongi tine kikara mudongi tine chi Kakuni, Honorable Council, Amy, Kati, no food made with Komo, the Mero, Lokomabo, Liulam, any position, a council in a council in the supreme. Executive is part of the committee of council. And the same with the committees mukene and appointed whether kita would activity mukene. Eto mero war more council country can straight to the point. To the point. Local mago I report makomberi at the NHA can. Wanero day's work. Day's work he projected at 140 million. Mono 140 million he document article during the committee meeting. Ento committee the day's work projected at 282 million. And then variation of deal Makiri no name more of the Kirimo no get practical from 150 to 201 million. That is day's work. Ape metro coin nimero kigonya del capello ganania. Kibele kai gonyo day's work. No legana tie the pay coin as day work. If we remember Namokene, honorable members of this council, but be sitting in a committee of works. One way we go wood catching, Titigi, we kunyango, quiddy, and we are talking more time with Machelo Council. No country, in Mano in Pineo, Dr. Nyai. Thank you. Contingency. Contingency, a document. Ma anenti ichina kai anero pege oke kwanyo but document makikelo in committee mamega no works uno tika surfacing ti no pere ni robene ko coin one weaponiana you don't even let me give no provision and pick your move ma pegging on. In the committee, the works were getting when the Malay, but we were cutting more than the Mogi Maginian. Honorable Speaker, he won my deed, he called me. Amiro, I went canceling Onge, Benny, Puri, in Mama, again. Yentie machalti mamewa councillors mawa ya duol mawa tumpi nika council mapi chiki bedugi ni wan wa petie council machalo benuni ati dono ko speaker chi obedo i council me page division ma ana winu lo ukati ibo down mawa war. But deep but what the political way. Main one ni kiri kaperi one wa tika kwero long my street line. Now mayor put loge ye. One ko kwero long my street line. Omiro ni gima chende kitwalo kire eni chende uti chi. Eno wani dongkanya jemu chire ye. And then put ira we have put for balle. Thank you. Me kamaja muchiri keri wandong walogi magyalo kansi wandong tawatwero. Chi no benti penyeti ni kikiri ni wandong kan pingo. Kikiri pingo kadong kawai ni kanya jamu muchiri dongo. Tiwe ko mamalo ana po ina di honorable speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's get in our A and B female.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the August House. Nadine Speaker, Anna Leona Mepenyo, Ruchoma no 206 Street Line, Pekan Kanyo Chiro. Chida Nyang Mabe Kumbini, don't well be cheering you, man, Maga Yobuni. And Miro, Wajo, Machung, and Councillor Ma Age Pake. Long money, one councillor's Mepake, what take down the Woni, and only go back. One councillor's Mepake, one mirror down the woman, one councillor. council wa mo no tiere page gi kome ka kombe di wani do mati pan buong onye central ma wan wa mo no tiche digi ma ya me kwa tiyo tiche giti awayere ni gi pok te pa joni o gi twan korwa we wan wa ye digi ma ya me kwa be dok long no bebe piman ana chungu na mo ni Jede ini mami o tiere yoni, o tiere yo, tiere yo. Wene mwana mabiro yo, wabe page, o tumo mabe la kontele mo ana foyo.
Thank you so much. Let me hear from youth.
Lady Speaker, Amita Foy, we were alone. Speaker no down to love me yo. No pa me no ye to try. Ento amigamo til pikeni. Chene me street light in Kima don't cancel premier na the street light. Ana yo me mo no gaba bi 250 meters. 10 million me abor. And the street light 1.4 billion. So you anything on pick you might have to be a point. Well, can look more can if that time can allow the team man.
Thank you. Next. Yes, Honorable Greenland.
For the Speaker, now then a penny la pen, she made a done come comment. Before, Cherry come comment. Maharo speech by the deal His Excellency the President of Uganda. Mowalini, Abikoti Lemon. He brought a speech about the people of Israel traveling to Canaan, which they traveled for 40 days, which was a journey of 4 days. And he concluded by saying that out of all this came about because they never knew what to be done. I put my statement that the leaders of today, they know what to be done, but they are not doing the right thing for the common man down. Man Kelwe Lok Palamera, former councillor representing Alam, Lok Alexis. The this speaker Mera Foi Komi Mera Fo Bene I withdraw is a female representing Pandong. Mera Foi the speaker. Mera Fo Committee, Mewax, Mera Fo Matek, the NDF, Kitgum Municipal Development Forum. Mera Fo the absence of engineer Mona Jackson. Mera Fo the town clerk, Matiketwa, Mona Charles. Mane Guri Pajomuchum Matek, where Log Mayo any Cherkatum. Kakoni one Cherka Mogotama Chal Council, Yubero, Metimwa, Mawalegani, Kitkinini, Mirmeta the speaker. Kela dom tamni tamar wani pon tela wa ngiu mo mer ko tim pikon dan ma tipin en pe timu gider pingo Alexis one be ka di committee the 5.6 million ni obien lo dom tabira che work to pay penny logan I have the record mag keliwa of 5.4 billion shilling chiwa penny wani million ni are yo giwini no mer cher ko ne katimu ngo. My town clerk, this goes to you. Giving wrong information to honorable members is highly criminal in court of law. So that shows that in future you have a very corrupt officials in the government. Very highly corrupt officials in the government. And this speaker, Mera White Logada, Lagomuan, Lakorigini Nobility Memapol. Kak honorable member mawai ni kipong duoni kak vote control and competitive mape. Me pandong why should we maintain him on that position? One peg is that muka na maromo quantitative kakenyo. Ano na chu marme chwa kono ma cheni tamer be. Kinong at muka na ukon engineering department me spiritual vote controller other than Alexis Abon. Loka Mario mabini lokomyo. Malupage revised table before this council, more work through recommendation by executive. Amiuta Makuman, Log Mayo Melagor A, Lamura A extension, Omonyo Gaba, B, road construction, keep price adjustment magitimuni, day work, utility relocation, consultants cost, and Tama Town Ligiti early. Long Mamad and Pachao. Island, Mano, we care for beautification of the town, the town clerk. Town, Canaan phase 1. Those designs were maintained, and our streets of towns look very beautiful. Kaki kwanya jem erni. Wabibergi accent mapol marai kinyo e mama wajani. Tamano teni, katwere, we have so many options. Background protecting China and Podave. We have bank guarantee. Background local contractor, subcontracting some of these roads, Bukana, Waki wrote it, Kaki Kopi Chawa, no China can bank guarantee. I think that would be a very good option. When council buy that ideas, work your any, check my bag. A town in Kilo Majigumara Wadi, long message like Paye, Ka Kiromo Nerni, Bu Egg Tia, Chikitia, foil.
Thank you. Town Clerk, there's a lot of question that was raised. Here's your time to go over it one by one.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and members present in this House. First, I want to remind all Honorable Councillors that it is in the provisions of Local Government Act that a councillor shall create one day where he or she meets his electorate and update on them on any development that there is or any deliberations that happen in the council. But Honorable Speaker, my observation is like the intention of coming here was like you are inviting your electorate so that you don't go to them. They are now in attendance, listening to how you would be telling them when you are back to your electoral areas. I hope that is not a trap. 2, it is unfortunate for honorable councillors to start shooting at my technical team here when they have not actually put it in writing to me. You know, when you are a responsible officer, you are supposed to stomach everything. Whether good or bad, you must receive. So I request, if you have vivid evidence, good information pertaining to one of my staff, put it in writing, let it come to my table. I'll receive the information that you are giving me. I'll make inquiries, and if need be, either I sanction to Rewards and Sanctions Committee or recommend to this Service Commission for retirement in public interest. But what is mentioned here, it's like it is an allegation. And an allegation can be either real or not real. So that one, I'm not taking it lightly, I'm taking it and I will follow up to the dot. But what is unfortunate is that sometimes when you mention in council here, you are not answerable when you are outside. The law protects you. You may make your funny statement here, then when you are outside, it's like you didn't mention it. But me, I'll take on that one because I'm the responsible officer. 2, I want all of us to appreciate. Honorable Speaker,
order,
let me echo that one.
Order, please. There's a concern from down. What is it?
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. We made these rumors from down here, knowing that we are attentively listening to what our accounting officer is saying. His work is to advise council. But in the event where the accounting officer is saying we are making a funny statement, I think my English is good enough to hear funny. How funny are we, Mr. Town Clerk? Tell us so that we continue making statements funny. Thank you.
Let's calm down, please. Honorable members, please, let's calm down. I'm begging honorable members, please, let's calm down. Please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for protection. Maybe for purposes of clarity, and I want to demystify your fears. Councillors, if you are in-house in here and you make statements, the law protects you. But bear in mind what you are talking here. This is what I was trying to say. if you make an allegation, the responsible officer in the names of the accounting officer will not take it lightly. When you say some of your staff are thieves, if you say, like you've mentioned one name, Alexis, that one has featured in here. I'm saying I'm not taking it lightly. Either the statements were funny, and if that one was not good to you, then I apologize for that. But I'm not taking it lightly on all those statements that we've mentioned in here. Now, coming back to the issue, I want all of us to appreciate the genesis of this thing. I think all of us are aware that USMID was supposed to close not last financial year, but it was supposed to close by end of the calendar year, in December last year. But fortunately, the funding came in a bit late, when even the sitting contractor had demobilized his equipments. He was actually leaving. But fortunately, USMID gave us this additional money. And when we received the money, we've been having sleepless nights, calling the contractor that please come, we've received the money and the information we are having, the USMID has agreed with World Bank, they're extending the program up to June this very year. And what does that mean? We had to go into a number of negotiations. What I want you to appreciate too is you go with the current report, discuss the report that is being presented by the executive committee. It is true, a series of meetings have been convened. I've held a number of TPCs. We've been coming up with option A, option B, option 3, and all these options were taken to the executive for consideration. But what is the key principle that is guiding us? Look at the time element. The financial year is ending in June this very year. And all of us are aware of the policy that there is. At the close of the financial year, if money is still in your system, that money is swept back to the treasury. And this is why, like Engineer Alexis that you are criticizing, is having sleepless nights, coming up with these various options, networking with the then town municipal engineer that was seated here in Arua. I've been sending him sometimes with or without fuel. Look for Engineer Mona, network, go to the secretariat that is in Kampala, USMID, do justice. We want to see that this money is utilized in the best way. And it is not just we want to utilize this money, but we want to have value for money. These were my words, and I'm mentioning it here. So I've been tasking Engineer Alexis with his younger brother here. I've been tasking executive. These people have been meeting beyond the extra hours. Come, we look at these issues. I personally have made a number of consultations to see to it that we do not lose this dime money. In fact, when I hear such statements, then it is also disturbing me. It is bad for an accounting officer for money to be swept back, whether it is your deliberate move or it is not your own making. So this is why we are laboring much to see that we utilize this money, and we must have a value for money. This is why we've been having a series of meetings, option A, option B, option 3, and we've been advised. We've been advised because we've made a number of consultations, and this is the current version that we are having. If you are not comfortable with it, then you go reconvene, come with the best option. We shall still network with the secretariat USMID. They have a line of officers with various professions. They are guiding us. But what is principal members, you need to note that the chikas in Ayoyoma, time is running. And the World Bank will not listen to that, because it is their policy and the government of Uganda. Close of financial year, sometimes it is even done on 28th of June, before that is, money is not in your system. So we want to utilize this money, and as we are utilizing it, we must use the contractual works that were there. What my engineers are actually doing is to narrow the scope, because the contractor has mentioned it very clear that given the time element that is remaining, chances are that I will not deliver to the dot. And that means the town clerk or the accounting officer shall not pay for works that are not done. Money will be still hanging in your accounts, and that one will be swept back. So this is why people have been scratching their heads. What is it that we can do? We've networked with UNRA. Some are saying UNRA roads should not get street lights. We've done it elsewhere. You talk, you give you justify, make justification, then it is allowed. All that we've done in our central business here. If time is element is really not on our side, Why don't we do some real works? Then we light our town. And the policy is allowing that. So we made a number of consultations, and we do not want to do things quietly. This is why we've been calling the executive law. There is this one, there is this one. And now that we've come with this one, this is what I'm asking for. Can we deliberate on that? If you don't agree, then I'll be waiting. And I'll implement that you have agreed on, which is lawful, which is contractual. Remember, this is not a new contract. We already signed a contract. And when I came in, there was a vacuum, because the contractor was on site, but he was not physically there. So we had to work backward. How do we have this contractor back? How do we have him continue with this new funding that we've received? All that one has killed time. And now we are still killing time. We want to come out with the best out option. If it is a reduction in kilometerage, then we can work on tarmac on some roads. And some money, this is why you are committing it to street lights. Because that one is a matter of, I cannot go ahead and implement what you've not agreed on. But we are following the contract that is in existence. And lastly, Mr. Chair, the issue of removing one from vote controlling or one from what, that one you can mention, and it is in my area of jurisdiction. If I find it fit, I'll do due diligence and I'll act. It is not a matter of statements, then you go and act. And in fact, I sympathize with that person that is being dented here, because I personally have tasked him and I've seen him delivering, even with this your Chan what? Chan what is, it sounds bad, and you're with no relatives. I was trying to ask what is the meaning. I know, I'm sorry. But coming back to the issue is, let's be one strong team, let's fight together and don't lose this money. Because this money, when it is swept back to the center, none of us is going to benefit. But if we plan and agree together that let's do some tarmac, let's light our town, let's do this, that will be good. Our community will have benefited. And lastly, what I was driving at is the issue of the consultant. You know, this is World Bank project. Even me, in my thinking, I had already mentioned to the engineers that no, because time is running, let's do away with what? With the consultants. Why do we pay the consultant in this remaining period? But it is contractual. It is a must do. It is a must do. This is why you are not running from it. In fact, in our plan B, we had skipped that one. We were putting even money that was supposed to be paid to the consultant, we were putting it in these other works. But when we were advised by USMID Secretariat that no, these are contractual issues and World Bank conditionalities, you cannot run away from the supervisor as a consultant. Then we said, okay, that one we've taken, and this is why you are back with him.
Thank you. But this other question was not actually answered. The first question was, can they have the contract agreement in black and white? The second question was, there was a proposal made by Honorable Pandwong that one of our hinterland, in the name of the engineer, the vote controller, and the coordinator of the USMID be removed. 3, what are the breakdowns in the money, the way it is being allocated in the order paper, that the breakdown is not clear. 4th was like your office like giving wrong information when they are in for committees meeting. Then lastly, there was a question also raised from Pongduan, that where is the letter from the Hundra that proof that we should work on their way, on their roads. Those are the questions actually which was direct to you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think when I was laboring to explain, I mentioned that this is not a new contract. It is phase 2 continuation. Already there is an agreement between the municipality and that contractor. The name is China what? China 7. The agreement is already in place. what we are actually doing is narrowing the scope according to the BOQ because of the time element, the time that is remaining. I don't know whether you are following. Because the bit of it is that if we go by the agreement that we signed, the contractual works that were supposed to be done, these monies are going to be swept. Believe you me. Because at the end of the financial year, we should have not paid. And we pay according to the measurements. I cannot pay money in advance when works are not done. You first do, we measure, then we effect payment. Maybe you want me jailed. That one I'm not ready to do. We just do according to what they've done, we measure, then effect payment. And this is what we actually informed or updated USMID. That in interest of time, when you look at the nature of works, and it is good that the rains have not yet come. But if rains are here, you know road works, machines can't move when it is raining. And all those are anticipations. This is why we had all those various options. We go this, we go this, we go this. And after conferencing with the Secretariat, they were saying, no, this is not good, let's go with this. This is better, this is best. And this is why we've come out with this one. Because there is some good kilometrage and there is some street lighting. And at least which we thought was meaningful, and when you consider it, you see value for money. So it is not a new agreement, already the agreement was signed. What we are doing is just narrowing the scope. Like the mayor said, if you were thinking of an island in between the carriage, then this time maybe it is not there. But drainage must be there, walkways must be there, and some length. If you are expecting 1,000 kilometers, then it is a reduction into that. And this is why you are going street lights. 2, the issue of vote controller and the issue of coordinator USMID, that one is administrative. I will handle it accordingly. Not with your prayers, but with the justice. The issue of breakdown, yes, it is true. When you look in here, it is a bit lacking. It has not mentioned where these street lights are going. But maybe at an opportune time, I will ask my secretariat, the engineering department, to show that these lights are going to Pagay, these ones are going in the heart of the town, these ones are going there. All that is there. And some of you have seen, you might have seen. That one shall come. But for purposes of reporting, we wanted to narrow it to what is available as 5.6 billion and what is it that we are going to do. That was a summary. Then the issue of UNRWA, what? I think that one I've answered. Asante sana.
Thank you, Town Clerk. But before I bring in another person, Town Clerk, the way you're talking, giving advice, I need to tell you that I really like it. It is very good. But my new council is the supreme. Council is the supreme because it is the same council that give policy. And it is you people to implement what council has come out with. If I'm to hear from the side of the councillors, most likely there is misinformation. Because all this what you're explaining must be exhausted in the committee's meeting. Then this other thing all will not be coming here. That means there's something. And you need not to blame honorable members. They are crying for help. And they really need help. And where do they get their help? It is in council. You can't say that you'll be arrested. You can't say that there are others which is administrative. This administration is under what? It's under council. So sometimes I beg you, whenever we are also crying, we are crying for help, not for anything else. Thank you for your advice. Maybe I pick it from 1 or 2 people, I conclude. Some clarification again on the same issue?
You see, Honorable Speaker and the Honorable Councillors, the guiding principle is actually one, and all of us are aware.